Well, I'm gonna have to end up changing this bearing. So and I found a parts place, replacementsparts.com or whatever, but anyway, you can buy the whole assembly, which is about 80 bucks, or you can buy just the bearing. Of course, I'm gonna buy the sleeve too, just in case I break it trying to get this bearing off. All right, let's see if we can get this sleeve off of there. Well, I got my bearing puller on there. Let's see how difficult it is going to be. Well, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Of course, I haven't got it back on either. I haven't got the bearing in there either. Get it over here where I don't lose it on the concrete. Whoops, almost did. Okay, this is the part. Yeah, this bearing over here pretty much runs in oil all the time, so it's okay. Slide that puppy back in there out of the way and then we'll cover it up. This, now I'm going to see if I can get this bearing out of there. Well, I found me a piece of 1.5" coupling PVC, and it seems to work pretty much perfectly in order to get that bearing out of there. Put it up, then I'm going to just get this socket, knock the bearing out. But knocking these old bearings out like that, if you're not going to reuse it, is fine. You don't ever want to knock them back in that way. Well, heck, that wasn't much to it at all. Looks like this bearing just sets in there quite easily. Oh yeah, doesn't take much at all to get it in there. So really, when we get our new bearing, I didn't have to order another sleeve. Well, I'll have one when it comes. Alright, I got my new bearing in and my new bearing case. Well, this is the old, that's the new one here. And the only reason I got it is because I thought I might crack it trying to get that bearing out, so I just got an extra one. Anyway, we'll hang on to it. So what we need to do, we need to get our shaft back out of here. Okay. And of course we need to be careful with this. We don't want to drop this on the ground. Anyway, get our new whatchamacallit on there. I like these new bearings, they're sealed. The old bearings were not sealed, so it let all that dust in there and ruined it. Okay, so now we got that started on there. Found a piece of 3/4 inch plastic conduit that works just fine. Goes over that shaft. Got that almost down, but now we got to get this on there. Okay. We got the bearing set. I'm going to knock on it some more to make sure we're all the way down. Of course, I may knock this loose trying to knock that thing down, but we'll find out real quick. Yeah, that felt solid. Okay. Okay, we've got that bearing on there. Got it greased up real good. Got some oil inside this other bearing. Okay. Okay, got that in there. Now let's get our screws. Now we got this little chingasi here that goes on there. And we got our fiber ring, our brass ring to go on there for our blade. Got that. Now we need our blade. That. I mean, there really wasn't much at all changing this bearing out. Here, let's fire this thing up, see what happens. Okay, the moment of truth. Make sure everything's clear. Nope, still got a problem. Oh man, it must be the gears. You know what it might be? Well, sounds like it might be that brake in there. Well, since the other bearings seem to be okay, I pulled the one out for the motor, and I can see that it's falling apart too. You can see that retainer ring. So, well, I was hoping it wasn't in the motor because this is a lot more difficult to get out. But anyway, I got it out, and it looks like, and you know there's not much clearance. Well, first let me see if I can see it's been hitting. No, it hadn't been hitting the armature. So it seems to be in pretty good shape. The only thing I can figure out, I'm just going to replace these two bearings, which means I got to order them, and of course it'll be a week or so before I get them, but we'll definitely get them on. But let me show you how I got this thing out of there. Shove this, well, I can't really shove it back in there because of the bushings, but all I did was get under this bearing right here with two screwdrivers on either side, and then of course then you use the case for leverage, and you just pop it out. Of course, going back in, you know, we're going to have to reset the bushings down in there, but that's no big deal. That's fairly simple to do. You just need the right baling wire to hold those things back. Anyway, let you know when I get them in.